Hello, and welcome to another scene in Darkness in Dublin. Today we have Zeke, a little child, wishing to have an audience with Baron Octavius ap Dougal in order to ask about procuring some materials. When Zeke arrives at the castle, there is, of course, the courtyard full of all sorts of crafters, each one working on their own projects. There's a garage, there's a forge, there's anything and everything you can imagine that is needed in order to craft. It is a crafter's paradise, be it jewelry making or anything of the sort. It is a haven for those few and unfortunately dwindling numbers of crafts people. As how he got his name, the Baron of Stained Glass, he is working in his workshop creating beautiful pieces of stained glass. His receptionist, probably an issue at this time as they switch out periodically, will bring Zeke there because, let's be honest, his workshop is pretty much his office. When Zeke enters, the Baron will look up from where he was carefully placing this glass precociously into its location in this large, well, for now, metal frame until he is able to complete the project. It seems that it's going to take several months, and it's hard to tell exactly what it is without the stained glass inside. He finishes placing the piece, and then he takes off his gloves, and he looks back at you kind of expectantly.
Zeke will step forward and bow.
Now I have no time for things like this. What is it that you need?
I'm on a quest. It's been requested of me to procure a couple, well, it's been requested of me to procure one hard to find material, but I figured if I'm going to be doing hard work to find one material, I might as well try to find both at the same time. Save some time, save some headache, if that makes any sense.
If you're coming to me to ask for this material, I don't think you're doing much of hard work. But go on.
It's more of how I can find it.
What is this material?
One's mithril, one's blood oak.
And what exactly do you need these materials for?
It's for a project for another individual.
And what are they building?
A sword of some sort. A sword of, and he'll give the precise measurements for a broadsword.
I am no fool. What is a sword meant to do?
That I do not know.
Do you trust this man?
I don't not trust him.
But yet you trust him enough to gather these materials, and if he builds something horrendous and it ends up in your back.
It's a count asking.
That is all good and fine. But apparently you do not trust him, yet you are willing to possibly gather the materials of your doom.
I'm definitely, I and the realms are getting something out of it.
And that is?
There's trouble to the north. There was talk in a meeting that something required for possibly smuggling would be needed, and I have an idea, and he is willing to give me a greater means to construct it faster.
You wish to come here, ask me for materials, and then you speak in veiled talk when I ask you a question.
He'll take out a case and he'll lay out a drawing of a skyship made for speed and cargo. He has means to assist me in making this faster.
Has he showed you proof of this? Or are you going solely off of his word?
He's got a floating castle.
You said go faster.
He claims to have the manpower and the building capacity.
Claims. Do you not like to be set upon a foundation of stone?
Fair point. Your points are valid, of course. However, he appears to be as angry with the North as most of the people around here seem to be with the situation with the Pixie.
Do you know about the profession known as acting?
Yes. I'm assuming you know who I'm talking about.
Oh, I do indeed. He is a member of my house. I understand what he has apparently done in the past. That doesn't change the fact you are working completely in uncertainties.
It's true. However, because of the good relations I've had with your house, I am taking on a bit of faith. However, also in the end, I can, you know, I feel I could make sure that I can put this stuff somewhere safe to ensure that I get what I need. And if he doesn't pay, then I get to keep the material, or he pays and gets the material, and I get what I want. I realize that there's other possibilities, but with the relationship between me and your house, I'm willing to go on the faith that those are the two more probable outcomes.
There is a difference between the house as a whole and individual members of the house. House Allele overall is looked at as a rather tricky, unseelie house, yet individual members can be much nicer than the house as a whole.
They'll nod.
An entire forest could be living beautifully, but yet one tree in it all could be dead and corrupt, holding a plague.
Do you believe him to be trustworthy?
I have not met him. I cannot pass judgment like that.
And somebody of high nobility has asked me to do something.
Is he your liege lord?
No.
Then sure, it'll look bad. They might talk about you. But you owe them nothing.
It's true.
If, and if, I gave you this material, what exactly would my recompense be? You seem to have told me about your recompense in all of this, but have failed to mention mine.
What would you like?
There are many things I would like, none of which you would.
See, I came here and I figured either if I was successful in talking you into the information, at the very least the information, I'd have to do something to go and get the material, or you would let me have the material and I'd have to do something in return for you. So in either way, I was seeing myself having to do hard work for it, either way.
He stands there for a moment, kind of stretching himself out. He's been having a rather busy day. He is he's expected, or he's as what you would expect from someone who, crafts all day and has to, melt colored sand into glass and, works glass and shapes glass all day. Very lean, built, etc., etc. And you can tell he has really no time for politics at all. They annoy him, he understands how they work, but it's all just a stupid game. He says, at the end of the day, I could get you what you wanted. And currently, there's nothing much that you would be able to do for me. This is a tricky business indeed. Find out what exactly the sword will be used for, or this mithril and blood oak will be used for, and speak with me again, and we will continue our talk.
You will offer about.
There will be a nod.
Thank you for your time.
He inclines his head again.
Coming along very nicely, by the way. It's beautiful.
There's a brief smile at that as he dons his gloves and once again goes back to putting what pieces of glass he already has cut into the frame.
And Zeke will head out.
Yep.
I'm assuming that's his way of dismissing.
Yep. As you walk out, you'll pass the SU again, who is at the receptionist's desk. Or, well, not really receptionist, but you can tell he's probably the one who kind of runs things while the Baron is busy. He looks over at you. Well, he doesn't actually run the stuff, but he shows people where they go. He just kind of looks at you and quirks an eye and says, "Everything go all right?"
Quite.
That's a first.
Oh.
Have a good evening.
You as well.
And with that, I believe we can end it here. Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. This has been another scene in Darkness in Dublin.